Hey horror fans, welcome back to room 237. I'm trying something a little different with the lighting here. Looks alright. So this is my 98th video. It's going to be another random one, but I figured do something special. My 99th is going to be my second favorite film of all time. So like a special thing. And then my 100th video is going to be my favorite movie of all time. Before we get to that, just another random thing I've been doing, like slasher films in Italian. This is another 80s slasher film, and that is Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse. It came out in 1981. Yeah, I don't like this cover. It kind of makes it look like a clown movie, which it's not. But there is a lot of imagery like this, like animatronic clowns and stuff that you would see at a carnival. First time I saw this, I was probably still in elementary school. It was... AMC was doing like their 30 days of Halloween or whatever they do every year, and my parents, my brother and I were actually watching something else, and we saw a TV spot for the Funhouse, and we thought that's sort of a creepy concept. So they actually taped it. We watched it the next night, and it was unlike anything I'd ever seen. I mean, it's not a traditional slasher film. It is a body count film. And of course, it is Tobe Hooper, so you know the guy that did Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, may he rest in peace. You know, great filmmaker. I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves outside Chainsaw Massacre, except maybe for like Salem's Lot, Poltergeist. I haven't seen that other one he did in the 70s. I saw years ago. Can't remember the title of it. I haven't seen Nightbreed. But anyway, Funhouse. This was actually on the Video Nasties list, which I don't know why. Much like Chainsaw Massacre, there's not much blood. There's actually a lot of parallels with Chainsaw Massacre, which I'll get into. At least that's what I get from it. And I mean, the story's very simple. You have this rebellious teen played by Elizabeth Barrage. She, it opens up with her being pranked by her younger brother, excuse me. She tells her parents it's her first date with this guy Buzz, played by Cooper Huckabee. Like, we're gonna go to the carnival, and her dad's like, don't go there. They were just in some other town, and there was some problems with some kids. Bad news, don't go there. She defies them, goes to the carnival anyway with two other friends, played by Miles Chapin and Sylvia Miles. And most of the film is just built around the atmosphere in this weird carnival. You have Kevin Conway. He's credited as the barker, but he plays three. He plays the barker for the freak show animals. He's the guy that's always like, alive, alive, alive. And you hear him in the background for like a lot of time. He also plays the barker for like the live nude girls, which, revisiting this, because this is a movie that I'll watch and then sort of forget about, except for certain things. But the more I watch it, the more I appreciate it. Yeah, I was watching it just yesterday, and I was thinking, what kind of carnival has like a nude girl attraction? I don't know, 80s, I guess. And it shows it's just a bunch of sleazy old men. And they, of course, so it's the four friends. You have Buzz, who's like the tough guy. I can't remember the name of because it's a double date. But the other guy with glasses, he's sort of the clown, kind of like Howard from My Bloody Valentine. And of course, there's this other attraction just called the Funhouse, where Kevin Conway also plays another barker. And every time I say or read his name, I think Kevin Conroy, voice of Batman. So like yesterday I was popping this in, I was like, Kevin Conroy, really? No, Kevin Conway. And of course, he has this assistant who wears all black. He has a Frankenstein's monster mask and gloves. And a good chunk of the film is just them going around the carnival. Her younger brother also sneaks out of the house because he wants to get her in trouble for lying to her parents, saying they're going to the movies. But then the guy with glasses gets the bright idea to stay the night in the funhouse after hours. You know, a couple of his friends did it, so why can't they? And then, you know, and this is a huge funhouse. I mean, I haven't been to too many funhouses in my life because there's only like 2-3 fairs that come through my state. But this funhouse is ginormous. I can't imagine how long it takes to set up because this is a traveling carnival. But they're like up above and they see that the guy with the Frankenstein's monster mask is trying to buy sexual services from the fortune teller. Of course, he doesn't last long and he ends up strangling her. So now they're like, this is fucked up. We got to get out of here. So the Barker comes in and says, it's fine, don't worry. But they realize all the money is gone. One of the friends took all the money. And the Barker and his assistant realize they're not alone. And they got to find the people in it. And actually, that's sort of the first real scene of when the movie picks up is the Barker's freaking out because the money's gone. And the guy with the Frankenstein's monster mask can't talk. We don't know what his issue is yet. But he's sort of hitting himself. Going, "Rah, rah, rah." And when he rips his mask off, we see he is hideously disfigured. He is a monster. I love his name's Gunther. You realize he's the adopted son of the Barker. I love the look of Gunther. I think he's really cool looking, very different. He's all white. He's got like a split down his head, wide nose, sharp teeth. He's always drooling. He's got red eyes, long white hair. My phone's charging, so I can't bring up a picture of it. And basically, it's cat and mouse. Like, we don't even see the first of our main characters get killed till like an hour, 9 minutes. And this is only an hour, 36-minute movie. So even though all the slasher stuff is really pushed to the back end of it, it has a good atmosphere. You know, like when they're in the funhouse, there's a lot of bright reds and purples and greens. It feels like an Argento film. It really feels like an Italian film. And of course, there's constant carnival music, and like the front of the funhouse is this robotic big fat lady that, you know, goes like this and laughs. So a lot of robotic clowny type stuff. And the reason why it makes me think of Chainsaw Massacre is because, one, it's not very bloody or gory. Like, the only one real big scene that sticks out to me is they think one of them is coming down on this tram car, so one of our characters hits him in the head with an axe and find out it's one of their other friends set up. So, I mean, that looks cool. But, you know, normally I would have said this is boring and pass up on it. Kind of bloodless. It takes a while to get into. But I really like the atmosphere in it. You really did a good job at making it feel like you're stuck in this fun house and like a good carnival setting. In fact, this movie is the reason why Tobe Hooper got chosen to direct Poltergeist, which is obviously a huge classic. But also because Gunther kind of reminds me of a Leatherface. He's more so this sympathetic, sometimes, kind of monster. Mainly just doing things because his father figure is telling him to. You know, there's even a part where the Barker's telling him, like, if you do this one last bad thing, I'll take you fishing, I'll do whatever you want. Then, of course, at the end, when the Barker gets it, you know, Gunther sees him and kind of freaks out, the guy that takes care of him. But there's another scene where, you know, another girl is cornered and she talks sweet to him, talks really nicely to him, and he just hugs her. And, she sort of get that feeling like I don't really know. Just, he's pretty sympathetic. He's kind of like if you take Leatherface and Frankenstein's monster, put them together, come up with an original look, sort of what Gunther is. But of course, she does something that snaps him out of it, and he kills her. Yeah, I don't really want to give too much away because this is kind of underseen, but I know in recent years it sort of picked up in popularity, so more people are seeing it. But yeah, it's not your typical slasher film. It's not... I mean, it would have been cool if there was more characters, more slashing, and more blood and gore. But, there is more to it like that. And also more Chainsaw Massacre references because, it's not a big family. You have a father figure and like a son. They go around, they do these terrible things. And Gunther is a vicious monster, but he's more so just doing it because he doesn't know any better and he's told to. But yeah, it's still, I liked it when I was a kid, and I saw it again. I was like, this is more boring than I remember. But with multiple viewings and picking up on more stuff, like watching it just yesterday, I picked up more on the atmosphere, the cinematography, the colors, the look of the film more. It made me appreciate it more. But yeah, the Funhouse is definitely a genre classic. Definitely one anyone who loves horror is going to want to check out. I wish they would have released it with the original cover, which is sort of a Rocky Horror parody. And of course, since there's only 4 main characters, and one of them has to be a final girl, kind of tells you how many deaths are in it. But, a lot of them are off screen. But you do sometimes get like the aftermath in a later scene, so that works. I mean, it's still an enjoyable film. It's just it's more style. There's more to it than just slashing. I would definitely recommend it. But that's all I got for the Funhouse. So for Room 237, thank you.